everybody? It's Maria Wills with Spotlight Tuesday TV, and I am excited for our Spotlight guest today. I have the amazing good friend of mine, Arnee Harrison.
Hello.
Hey, Maria. You looking lovely in red.
Thank you.
Lovely in red. Yes, that's right. We actually met doing fashion shows.
Yeah.
I was a model in one of your shows.
Yeah.
And I think that was for Compound Nightclub. Was it Bocce's?
It was. Yeah, but I thought you did another one for me at Georgia Freight Depot before that. No?
Possibly.
Right. It's been so many, we can't keep up.
Oh,
And that was what, 10 years ago?
Yes.
How long have you been here?
Yeah, absolutely. And I had just gotten in Atlanta.
I think I was one of the first people you met.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
That's awesome. And we've been friends since.
Yeah.
So you also do real estate.
Yes, I am.
And you sold my home for me.
I did.
I'm talking about the power of networking
Yes.
and keeping your circle tight.
It's everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you have the right people in the circle.
Absolutely.
You have to say that.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you today about dating in Atlanta. That is our topic today. Dating in Atlanta. What would you say it's like to date in Atlanta?
Dating in Atlanta, let's see. Dating in Atlanta is like signing up for scuba diving lessons. Going, getting all your equipment, getting the outfit, getting all the tools, getting to the class, and finding out you really signed up for waterboarding. Dating in Atlanta sucks. And it makes no sense because there's some awesome people
There
here.
is.
And I think that a lot of times women are really ambitious and we think that we're being good mates and we think that we're really good career women when really it's very hard for us to switch those roles that we play at work because a lot of us are bosses,
Yes.
right? And then I think it's hard for us to take that hat off when we get home because you're not necessarily the boss
Absolutely.
at home, not in front anyway.
Yes.
Like you should be leading from behind.
Yeah.
And I'm more of a traditionalist in that
Okay.
sense. And so I think that a lot of the things that we have going on in our professional lives
Yes.
spill over into our personal lives and we get stuck on why it's not working. And
Yeah.
then, you know, like you said, want to be the providers.
Yes.
They want to be in control. They want to
Yes.
be the men. And then they come up against you.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Not that you're not willing to be submissive.
Yes.
More so when the plan is rolled out from somebody else and you're 10 steps ahead of the plan,
Oh.
that it's hard for you to wait for that person to kind of catch up to where you are.
Yeah.
And not saying that all men are inferior, but women
No.
just think differently, and women who are career oriented and problem solvers in certain areas
Yeah.
really, I mean, that spills
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
That's who I am. So I'm always thinking, and most times women are not just thinking for themselves.
Yes.
You know, we
Trying
have
to
the team in
consider.
mind.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
So it's hard to adjust to other people's perspectives and really to release and fully submit and be under
Yeah.
somebody else's care.
Yeah.
It is hard.
So what do you feel that women overdo, like they overdo it, they put too much on their plate?
Yes.
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 Okay. So what do you think a solution is for that?
What the things that we're teaching, we have to look at what we're teaching girls and what we're teaching boys.
Absolutely.
And we're really at this point teaching boys to be dependent, and it's really weird. And then we're teaching women, girls are teaching
be
their daughters to be independent, and that's so backwards.
Yeah.
I mean, at best, let's teach everybody to be independent. Some people are getting married, like some people are
Absolutely.
working it out, and
I really
depression.
truly feel that a big reason why it seems like it's this more difficult time for dating is women, I think, in the past would accept a lot more and work through a lot more.
And they would because they didn't have options.
Yes.
The problem now is we got options.
Yes.
And so if you're not cooperating, guess what?
Yeah.
I own my house.
And then
Home.
exactly. And then when I think of like a lot of older relationships, speaking to them, I mean, some form, in some cases, emotional, physical abuse they've experienced. a lot where women today just would not sit through that.
Certain things have been set up in this society to exclude our men
Yes.
from our households.
Absolutely.
And to be divisive. And so we have to keep that in mind. We have to build each other up. I mean, even the way our careers are set up, they're set up so that we can accelerate faster. And so a lot of times we kind of take who makes the most money, and that's really not a head of household.
Yeah.
Not if you have a man that you
Absolutely.
can appreciate and value for what he is. And like I said, we do need to develop more leaders. I'm not gonna say we've been the best at that,
Yes.
but there has to be some learning curve allowed
Absolutely.
too, because everybody thinks they qualify for like this ready-made,
Oh my goodness.
100% package, and the truth
And I learned
is,
the hard way.
yeah, I mean, and that's nice if you get somebody who has it all together when they come to you. But do you have it all together when they get there?
And then what is all together?
What is all together? Like, it's
Like,
never
everyone
gonna be
is
all
flawed.
together.
Every single
Everybody
person
flawed.
is flawed. I mean, it's just the way it is. And what I've always kind of moved forward in relationships by determining if I can deal with the flaws.
Right.
The great things, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
But can I deal with the flaws? And if I don't see any flaws, that's a red flag.
Because
Like,
you're
if
pretending.
something's not right. Because I know you hear my loud mouth.
Exactly.
And my opinionated
Right.
self.
You don't want to be cautious, like, he can't be perfect, you know what I mean?
No.
But at the same time, perfect for you. And like you said, I
Absolutely.
evaluate things from the bottom up too. Like, I try to say, okay, there's this blemish, there's
Yeah.
this. But maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should focus on what's good.
Absolutely. But I don't see anything wrong with that, because what I find is that, people do give you in the beginning a representation of themselves. Like most people do. You look at social media, you look at dating apps and all this online dating, that is your best foot forward. You know what I mean? And when you meet these people, you're not like, hey, yeah, so I foreclosed on my home last year. You really get to know someone when there's some type of adversity, when there's some type of, when issues arise, and you see how people deal with things and deal with different situations. But when it's all
hunky-dory. And I tell people that all the time, like people in relationships and everything is going great and you've been together for maybe 6 months, 8 months, and you're like, oh, we're gonna get married. I think that's such a horrible idea because, like you're saying, when things are great, everybody's functioning at a high level. But until you actually experience some adversity with someone, or some death in the family, or like you said, financial crisis or something, you have to see how that person responds in a moment of stress before you even know what you're getting.
I think for each his own. I don't think that there's a specific rule book to this.
But this is the truth of the matter. No matter who you get, life is going to happen. And so you can do it on the front end
or the back end,
but you definitely don't do it on the back end. So it's like you said, it's kind of like, deciding, is this somebody I can adjust with? You said, say you meet somebody who had a foreclosure a year ago. I'm a realtor, like I'm a broker, a real estate broker. And so I know how to navigate around that. I fix people's credit every day. So guess what? God probably put us together because now I have what he needs. And I think that people should look at situations that way. Like, you just need to match with your yang. You know what I mean? It's okay.
It is a mutual thing. Like, you can't only be looking for what someone can do for you. What can you do for them? And then
that's the other thing. What are you bringing to the table?
If you focus, I feel, on what you can give to someone, that's when things align, because you're focusing on yourself and being a better you and preparing. And I believe in energy, and I believe that, you kind of, if you're getting the same type of man all the time, it's time to reflect.
Guess what? It's not all the men.
It's time to reflect personally on why is my energy attracting that energy. It's something about you. And until you fix that, you're going to continue to attract the same stuff.
Everybody focuses on wants, But when you get to the bottom of what you need, you probably will find something very different.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about online dating?
I like online dating.
Okay. I mean, you just have access to a lot more people,
Right.
but it's the same
It's the
thing
same
in
people.
real life.
It's the same
You know?
people on the other side of the keyboard that
Exactly.
you would meet on the aisle in the produce section of the grocery store
Exactly.
or sitting next to you in church. When you think about who you see online, I see you online every day. You see me online.
Yes,
We're all
exactly.
somebody's on the other side typing. It's
Yeah.
another person. They
And we
exist.
just have access to more people in bulk.
Right. I deleted my Tinder account
Uh-huh.
because I was like, this is way too much exposure.
Yes.
You know, I don't want 2,000 men to be able to see my face every
Yes.
day. Like, I mean, you know, I want you to feel like it was a privilege when
Yes.
you met me.
Yes.
Like you just happened to run into me today. Like we take
Absolutely.
away some of the serendipity of
Uh-huh.
how we met. You know,
Yeah.
I went on a couple dates a couple weeks ago, and why are people so affectionate? We just met, okay? Like we just met on Wednesday. Wednesday night you called and we're like, oh, are you free tomorrow? Let's go grab a smoothie. Let's go walk through the park. Okay. Two things. I'm gonna get back to. I'm gonna get back to that.
Did he want to hold
Holding
hands?
hands might be okay, but at the same time, it's still not okay. Because
Yeah.
to me, holding hands is intimate. You know, it's like I really like you,
Yes.
but we haven't even gotten through 2 paragraphs yet. We just got to the park.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
wow.
Like, don't touch me. Don't kiss me in my mouth. Like, don't lean in for any of that. Like,
Yes.
we're not even an hour
At that
in.
place.
I don't even know your mama's name. It's just like, oh, you needed a hug today, and I'm the person that's sitting next to you that can provide the hug.
Well, who else you hugging? Is my question. Who else you hugging and kissing?
Right. I want my interactions to be exclusive to Arnee.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I want you to want an Arnee hug because
Yes.
Arnee did
Yes.
something that made you feel a certain way.
Absolutely.
Now, you know what I mean? Don't
That's
plug
so
me into
funny.
your agenda.
I think with me, it depends because I will say I've been in a situation where it was like our first date. Now, granted, our first date we weren't kissing and holding hands, but I think if he would have grabbed my hand, I would have had butterflies all through my stomach.
Right.
And then on the other hand, you meet people and they be trying, and I be looking at him like, why are you
Stop it.
stop? And then I think they crazy.
Right.
But if it was somebody that I was
That you
really
like.
digging,
Yeah, I
then
can
it'd
go
be
with
like,
that.
oh, okay, hi.
I can go with that a little bit. And even if I do like somebody, I'm still kind of, you know,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, timing is everything.
It is. And chemistry is everything.
It is.
Yeah. So.
And I think that what I believe is people's chemistry radar be off. we talk about this. Let me tell y'all about these Facebook friends, okay? Let me say something real quick. A disclaimer. Nobody's on Facebook today. Excuse me, I can't say that. I'm not on Facebook today, okay?
Agreed.
I am on Facebook for business purposes and
Reconnection.
making relationships
Yeah.
and reconnecting. I swear to goodness, these DMs and that little phone call thing they done added, I have
It gets
deleted and
ignored
blocked
every
so many
time.
people because of that. If you're in a relationship, would you change
The settings.
the settings to single, in a relationship, married?
Well, if I'm married, I'm definitely gonna do that. I
Okay.
guess.
So what about as a single woman, but you're in a relationship?
I don't think I've ever changed my relationship
Okay.
status on Facebook just because, like you said, it's not a dating
Yes.
app. Like I did not initially create that account
For
to put
that
myself
purpose.
out there, you know, on a platform for men to find me and find me attractive
Yes.
or whatever. I don't use it that way. I don't post pictures trying to track, you know.
I need you, everyone, male and female, to gauge a person's page and get an idea of what they are representing, and you can tell why they're there. If there's a lot of personal information on them, then yes, they're looking for personal connections.
Right.
If there's a lot of business or just generic things, I think that you should gauge that. And then even if you are interested in someone, there's an approach.
And I'm not saying don't approach if you are qualified and you have all the things that it looks like I need, feel free. But do it in a very gentlemanly way. And for the gentlemen, we don't have to say that. So, so we have this thing going on with men right now, where men are kind of reluctant to date because they're doing, I think because of the volume that they're doing, that they're reluctant to ask women out on a real date. Like they're skimping and kind of doing
Netflix and chill.
Right, Netflix and chill is one. You know, the coffee date thing. And I guess, you know, more so if you meet somebody online, I like the coffee date thing because, you know, who you see online is completely different from the energies and things that you feel in person. So you might want to schedule that to be a 30-minute, you know, something to see how it goes and then let it segue into something more.
Absolutely.
Like, what do you think about that? Like, have you seen that going on?
Yeah, absolutely. That is definitely true. I think that they don't have to. It's our job to require more. People do to allow them to.
They do, absolutely. And I will say, a lot of men for some reason think women are hungry.
Yes.
They think that women are using them to get free meals. And I'm not saying that doesn't exist, I don't know. But I just find it funny that men are kind of like, you gotta earn a date.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I'm assuming women have messed that up for them because it's coming from somewhere.
Absolutely.
But I more so think it's because men are trying to do so much volume and rather than quality.
I agree.
Right.
Completely.
So you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot.
I feel like honestly, across the board, you should not go out with someone that you don't want to put your best foot forward for.
And that's especially for the women
who
are hungry and have been using these men for Red Lobster. If you don't like them, tell them up front and leave them alone. I never waste anybody's time. I know up front if it's not going to be a thing, I don't entertain you. I let you off easy.
And go,
you know, thank you, but I'm not accepting gifts. I'm not accepting anything if I know that
this is not what I want ultimately. But once you come to the conclusion that, okay, this is someone I really want to get to know, that's when you do need to put your best foot forward. And you do need to go out of your way and be a gentleman. And women, you need to act with class.
I think it's funny because dating is the process of getting to know somebody.
It is.
And so when you're trying to gauge your losses up front, then maybe you're not ready to date. Maybe that's not something that you should be working on right now because you know, can't afford to do
That's very
$3 $80 dinners in a month. You know what I mean?
All right, so to conclude, what advice would you give those who are dating in Atlanta?
Oh, well, that's easy. I have this thing that I'm always pushing about good people. And I really think that all of the woes that men are experiencing and women are experiencing could all kind of come to a head and get out of our way if everybody would just be genuine and upfront and be givers and just recognize people not as somebody who's stepping to you because he think you all that. Like step down off that pedestal. And I'm not saying diminish yourselves. I'm not saying, you know, but this haughty attitudes, we should lose them. I just really think that people should be givers. I think that people should be good. I think that we should be human again. And I think that we should all look at people like they're coming from something that we don't know. And so you should treat them the way you want to be treated. That's like kindergarten lesson 1. Treat people the way that you want to be treated. And so if you do that, so many things are disarming. It's disarming and it demands that people give you back the same respect. So I think that would be a really good starting point.
Absolutely. That's great advice. And, you know, also just remember that you can learn from every encounter.
Anybody, everybody,
so
any
just
experience.
Look at it as an experience to learn and what you can learn from someone. And you'll get something out of it.
Absolutely.
All right.